Hi, and welcome back to You're Not Working Why? We're going to talk about self-esteem. And I'm going to get a bit, well, as I said in my last video, passionate about it. And the reason is because if you don't have confidence and you don't have the self-esteem, you know darn well the employer is going to know it. Employers are like animals. No, I don't mean terrible. What I mean is they can smell fear. And they know when you're telling them something that you really don't have the ability to do that job. They can tell. And it's unfortunate, but we all suffer from that lack of confidence when we think about a new job, thinking new employees that we're going to be working with, a new environment, which hardly anybody takes into consideration, a new manager, a new supervisor, a new team, not even just employees, but the team you're working with, and to be confident enough to know that you're doing everything you can to do the job right. Confidence, what builds it? When you relax, your confidence is better. Taking a nice deep breath, and you let all that stress go away. Am I confident 100% of the time? Absolutely not. Am I perfect? No. Don't even know what it looks like. It's beyond the horizon for me. But every day I get up and I do what I do because I enjoy it. I do what I do because people like it. I walk into a classroom and I can have anywhere from 6 to 15 people in the classroom. I've worked with people up to the maximum, I think it was 1,500, and it was teachers. And it was amazing. It was a PD day and professional development for the teachers. And we had these teachers in a conference room that was huge. And I had my team with me. I was working retail at the time, and I was a manager. And we had the opportunity to go in and teach how to do some of the crafts. And it was for fun for them. It was a relaxation so that they can actually not have to think about their work. And it was perfect because it gave them the ability to be able to focus on what they were doing and have some fun with the people that they worked so hard with. Now, a teacher's job is not that easy, but I'll tell you, a teacher trying to be a student, that's beyond funny. Because they all want to learn faster than the person beside them so that they can teach the other one on the other side. Oh, I have to tell you, it was hilarious. Of course, I knew my products, and I was able to give them instruction, and we had 5 of us walking around through the room and helping everybody. But my confidence was not there before I stood at that podium, and I'm talking some 25 years ago. Yeah, 25 years ago, maybe more. And we stood and we looked out, and all of a sudden, as I'm standing there shaking, I'm thinking, I'm going to be presenting to teachers who have bachelor degrees and master's degrees and PhDs, and you name it, they have the letters after their name. And who was I but a manager of a $1 million company, maybe a couple of $1 million company, that I worked for someone else, but I was able to instruct on how to do what they were about to try. And you know, I took away from that my first experience to be able to facilitate. And it's so enlightening. When I get nervous, when I get upset, when I get perplexed and stressed out about what I'm about to do, whether I'm going for an interview or whether I'm going to talk to a new employer or I'm talking to a manager in another department, I want to make sure that I'm at my best. And I think of that story and I think, Wow, if you can do that with 1,500 people, I think you can manage this with one. So think about that when you are starting to get nervous. What is something that will bring a smile to your face? What is something that you can remember that will give you that feeling of, oh yeah, okay, well if I can do that, I can do this, right? Think about it. Think about what the benefits of all of this for you are. Think about how necessary it is to know that you are in the right place at the right time. And if you don't feel that confidence, then they're not going to feel that confidence either. So you need to make sure that you do things the day before or the week before that you enjoy, that give you confidence. You're out with people that you enjoy being out with and that feed you with confidence. And I'm not talking about that, hey, way to go, man, it's really good. I'm not talking about that type of confidence. I'm talking about that. Do you remember the time we did this and look at how well we did? Or what about that fishing trip we had and we caught those 8 pickerel? Or the 10 salmon where there was no salmon before and you guys caught 10. How about the first time you ever went crabbing? How about the first time you stood or sat behind the wheel of a car and drove well? How about the first time you held your first child? How about when you walked down the aisle or you were at the receiving end on the aisle accepting your wife to be? Those were all times in our lives that we can remember and we can actually draw from to give us confidence. But it has to be something that's going to make you smile and laugh, because as soon as you're smiling, as soon as you're laughing, the confidence builds and the nervousness goes away. Trust me, going into an interview, it's the first thing I do, and I'll be sitting, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll be sitting in the main hall waiting for them to call me for the interview, because I do contract, and of course contracts usually end and then they start new and you have to go with a new company, and that's fine. But I'll be sitting there and I'll be talking to myself and saying, oh gosh, yeah, I remember that. And I've had people, the admin at the front will look at me and go, oh boy, we got a wild one on our hands. Not at all. I'll look over at them and I'll say, no, I'm not crazy, I'm just nervous. Right? I want people to understand that I'm human. And when the manager comes out, one of the first things when I sit down with that manager or supervisor or whoever, department head, I want them to know that I'm nervous. Because I know I am, but my confidence might be pushing my ego. And I don't have an ego, so I don't play it well. So I have to tell them to bring them aboard, to let them know that if I take a couple of deep breaths, it's not because I have asthma. It's because I need to calm myself so that I can answer the questions with precision and make them understand what I have done and how I've done it, who I've done it with, where I've done it, and why I've done it. So remember that when you're going through those stressful situations, even if it's for a volunteering position, even if it's I don't know, something that you haven't done before, and you're thinking, wow, I have never done this and I don't know if I can. That's the point. I can do this. Remember what you did before that boosted you and put you up to that next level. Like I said, way back, I have a lot of things that I'm passionate about. But I'm most passionate about people who want to try and who want to be there for themselves, because nobody else is going to take that interview for you. You're the one that's interviewing. No one else is going to be able to give you that job. You're going to earn it. And I know you can. It's a matter of taking the steps to do that. So thanks for watching. Hope you can take something away from this video. We will be talking about a lot more topics. I'd really love it if you could make some comments, please. And let me know what you're doing in order to find work, what you're having problems with, and where I can help. Maybe there's an idea you haven't thought of, right? So please like, subscribe, and give me a comment so that I can move forward and use some of your ideas to put into the next topics. You take care, and thanks for joining. You're not working, why? We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.